Back on Tech Gumbo here on Talk 107.3 WBRP. The holiday season is upon us, and of course, people are traveling all over the place. And one thing you'll notice in the Baton Rouge Airport, wireless. And we have the guy who makes it possible on the phone with us. Haggai, give us some background here.
We have on the phone with us Mr. G.T. Hill from Ruckus Wireless. GT is a really bright guy. I've listened to a whole lot of his webinars. He knows more, forgotten more about Wi-Fi than 10 people I know who will ever learn. So,
wow.
So glad to have him on.
That's substantial. It really is.
So, GT, tell us a little bit about Ruckus Wireless.
Thank you, gentlemen, for having me on today.
Sure.
Ruckus is a Wi-Fi company. One of the first things you'll notice is we're called Ruckus Wireless. We don't have networks in our name. We focus on wireless Wi-Fi technology. We are a manufacturer, so you won't see us in stores because we primarily service anywhere from small business all the way up to serving entire countries with our products.
Entire countries?
Tell them.
Yeah, we have about, last I heard, 175,000 APs in Japan.
APs being an access point. That's what you connect to via the wirelessly. Tell us about that.
Yeah,
the one is
absolutely.
in New Delhi that you have. What is it? How many? 50,000 access points? Or
Sorry, where at?
One of the cities in India that has the big, huge Wi-Fi network you guys set up over there?
Yeah, that's, again, last numbers I heard are somewhere around 75,000. So,
75,000 access
Wow.
points on one wireless network in a big city in India.
So you know a few things about the new AC standard. Why should a business want to upgrade to it? It seems like, this is just another way to get me to spend more money on my wireless technology. Can you shed some light on that?
Well, being a shareholder at Ruckus, I would love it if everyone spent more money on Wi-Fi. So maybe that's maybe my motivations are misconstrued. No. So 11AC is the newest Wi-Fi technology. It's the next generation from 802.11n, which is what we had starting in about 2007. Why should a business upgrade? Being completely objective, you may not have to. There are sometimes reasons why you don't necessarily need the latest and greatest. 11AC provides, like you would imagine, faster speeds. More devices can be on the network at the same time. So for people out there in their home environment, you can do the streaming media may work better. But business customers, everybody's dealing with higher density, more devices connecting to access points at a time, and 11AC will definitely help with that.
So the 802.11n throughput gave you somewhere around 70 to up to maybe as much as 100 megabits of throughput. The AC goes up to, is it about 400 megabits of throughput at theoretical best speeds?
The actual throughput you would see, 11N actually was going about 250, 300 of actual throughput. But 11AC we're seeing 700, 800 megabits per second. Now, 11AC is coming out in multiple generations. So we're in what's called a wave 1. Just think of that as like generation 1. Next year, by the first half of next year, you'll see products that are what we call wave 2, the second generation 11AC. And that you'll see speeds, probably in tested lab speeds, you'll see over a gigabit per second.
Holy cow.
Wi-Fi connection.
But the Wave 1 will not be compatible with Wave 2, is that correct?
Well, it will be backwards compatible. So if you have Wave 1 products today, like an Apple or Android phone, absolutely, it will be backwards compatible.
Backwards, right.
But the extra features that you get in the Wave 2, the Generation 2, they won't work. So it's not going to all of a sudden boost the speeds of the device you have today, but it is definitely a great generational improvement in Wi-Fi.
So do you know about right now, approximately like for the Christmas buying season or for just in the next several months, how many products are actually shipping with AC adapters in them? How many laptops, tablets, and that type of thing? Or is there really much?
It's all, depending on most modern smartphones are be 11AC. Actually, Apple was a little bit purposely behind on this. The iPhone 6 has a 11AC now. where Samsung and the other Android phones have been had it for a while. But most any, I would say, mid to high-end consumer device will come with 11AC if you ask for it. So if you order from your favorite computer store, it may not have AC by default, but it's definitely something you could upgrade to.
Now, what about business-grade equipment?
Sorry, go ahead.
The business-grade equipment, the stuff that your a VAR like us is going to have to offer, is that mostly going to be AC?
Yeah, today the price difference is almost negligible. In a lot of cases, there's no price difference to choose 11AC over 11N. So really, if somebody's buying today, barring just a few minor circumstances, you would buy 11AC today.
Are there safety concerns? Is this a more secure system?
Wi-Fi security is kind of an interesting thing. It reminds me of my Fieros that I had when I was in the Air Force. Like, when people think Fiero, if they remember the cars back in the 80s,
right,
they were known for catching on fire. Well,
hence the
really,
name of the car.
Right, exactly. Pontiac had a great marketing department there. But people knew the car for catching on fire. Well, really, that was a small problem. Wi-Fi has encountered the same problem. Prior to 2004, Wi-Fi had some terrible security problems, but in 2004, it was actually fixed. That same security mechanism that was invented in 2004 is actually still what we use today. For the tech people on the line here, it's called 802.11i, Wi-Fi Protected Access, and it's still the same that we use today. That being said, security wasn't improved, but if you do security properly, even on your home consumer devices, it is very, very secure.
So what is a reasonable amount of time if you have a business, should you keep your Wi-Fi system before considering an upgrade? Is this a 2-year purchase, or are you good 5 years, or do other circumstances play a role?
Yeah, it definitely, I would say, is other circumstances. 2 years would be fairly aggressive upgrade cycle. I wouldn't think that a business would need to upgrade every 2 years. 5 years may be pushing it a little bit. If you look at generationally, 11G to 11N, that was that was a 10x upgrade in speed. 11N to 11AC wasn't quite as big in real life business situations. Today, if someone purchased 11AC, I would expect most businesses, education, the airport, for example, that would be good for a solid 3 years. More than likely could last even a little bit longer than that.
So one of the things that we liked most about Ruckus was the ease of deployment of the system. The folks at the Baton Rouge Airport a couple of years ago were really struggling with their Wi-Fi systems, and they came to us, and we went out there with the demo unit, and they fell in love with the Ruckus Wireless system. So now if you go to the Baton Rouge Airport, it's a free Wi-Fi system. Anybody can jump on, and it is a great throughput. And so we've had a lot of success, and the Baton Rouge Airport is one of our favorite customers. What are some other big places where somebody, if they hit a Wi-Fi, it could be hitting the Ruckus system and them not knowing that it was actually Ruckus?
Yeah, Ruckus's number one market is hospitality. If you go to a hotel, if you've been to a hotel a couple times a year, there's a decent chance you're on Wi-Fi or on Ruckus Wi-Fi. We basically own that market, and the main reason behind Ruckus's success, we're number 3 in the market now, and that's quite admirable considering we've only been playing in there for probably 5 or 6 years. The main thing that people love about us is we focus on connectivity. So if you think about what people really dislike about Wi-Fi, it's that, number one, they couldn't trust the security, and number 2, it was too inconsistent.
That's the big thing for me.
What's that?
That's the big thing for me, because you think, oh, there's Wi-Fi here. I'm going to get on. It's going to be faster. And then you realize you're on their network, but they've not maintained it. It's not connected to the internet at all.
Yeah, it's and unfortunately, Wi-Fi gets the blame. No matter what, it can be an internet problem or a deployment problem, but Wi-Fi gets the blame. And Ruckus tries to make that simple. So, we have these fancy antennas that make signal go farther and faster. But as far as where you'll see Ruckus products, anywhere from, like you said, airports, hotels, small businesses can install it without having to worry about messing with it. big business that can scale, as we talked before, to tens of thousands, if not over 100,000 access points if necessary.
And
so
one of the really great...
We've enjoyed a lot of great success.
One of the great things I enjoy about the Ruckus Wireless system is the manageability, so that if you want your network for your employees, if you want to set up a guest network, that you can have very easy access to control both of those. The graphical user interface of it all is just such a nice, simple, easy system to use, and once we put it in place, then you can manage your own network, or you can have someone like Gulf South Technology do it for you. Either way, it's a real smooth, awesome system.
That's a compliment. Take a bow.
No, I appreciate it. It's been a pleasure to work for Ruckus. I'm quite thankful.
And as far as the whole Wi-Fi system, what are some things going out? I know we've talked about the AC Wave 1 and Wave 2. Going down the road, looking out there, I know you're one of the big picture guys in this whole industry. 5 years from now, where do you see Wi-Fi taking us?
It's amazing. I mean, if any device you buy today, it runs on Wi-Fi. I was just recently on a trip, and I bought a Nest smoke detector and some more Hue lights, the Philips Hue, and these things run off of Wi-Fi. I mean, that's not going away. The Internet of Things, the Internet of Everything, as they're calling it, refrigerators, coffee pots, everything is going to run, and it's going to be affected. It's going to be connected by Wi-Fi or other devices that have some sort of effect on Wi-Fi, other radio technologies.
That's awesome.
The next fastest standard is already being worked on, 802.11ax.
Oh, wow.
Don't worry, you don't want to wait for that one. That's probably 2019 before that's going to happen, so I wouldn't wait for that upgrade path. But it's it's just more and more exciting.
GT, want to thank you so very much for spending some time with us this afternoon, and look forward to talking to you again sometime in the future.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
And if you want to experience Ruckus hospitality, so as the Sugar Hill Gang would say, hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. Just kidding.
That'll work.
Thanks, GT.
Merry Christmas.
Same to you guys.
Bye-bye.
All right, more Tech Gumbo coming up, including some news from Microsoft ending support for a very popular operating system. That's next on Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP, Baton Rouge's local talk leader.